Okay, we're going to ship a vinyl record. We've got a record. We've got a very important tool. It's a scoring tool. It's going to score the cardboard. This is a utility knife, shipping label, and a couple of pieces of cardboard. So this is a box you can buy at Walmart. Any Walmart right now in 2020 has these. It's 14 by 14 by 12. You can get four 28-inch by 14-inch roughly pads out of this by cutting it. This is a brand new box. I like to use new cardboard because it's just nicer to work with, and it's just an overall better product. 72 cents. You can make 2 record boxes. You can't even buy them online for that. So anyway, here we go. I'm going to make the pad. So I'm cutting the box in half, and I'll cut it again in half. And this will give me those 4 pads I talked about. What I'm going to do is I'm going to straighten up the one side here, so we got a nice flat edge. We have a nice flat edge. And I'm going to take the flat edge, put it over here at the side of my paper cutter. I've already got marks out for the record width of an LP and a 45. So I want to cut this at 12.5 inches wide here. So there's 12.5 inches. And now we have a 12.5 inch wide by 28 inch long record pad. It already has the creases for the box, so you can use this as one of your edges. Now what I like to do is cut maybe a 1/4 inch high with your serrated edge. It basically, you're just perforating it, and you just roll along real slow and easy, and you get a relatively straight line. You can use a straight edge for this if you want, but this is what you get. You get a piece that looks like this, which will be part of your box end. Now you take your record, and you take the record out of the sleeve, out of the cover. Get you a new sleeve, or a different sleeve anyway. I don't ever like shipping a record inside its company sleeve, and I definitely don't ship them inside the cover. These records will slide around and it'll bust a cover open. It'll bust a sleeve open too. So with the open ends here, I put them against the little box end that I just made. I'm gonna hold it like this with my thumb, kind of tap it a little bit, make sure it all kind of gets pushed down to the bottom there. Now I'm gonna take my serrated edge, it's called a pounce wheel. It's for drafting, but it's pretty heavy duty. And then I'm going to run across the outside of the album cover here, and a couple times, because I'm making another box end over here is what I'm doing. And now with this, I have the makings of a box. Now you can see how there's an overlap here. So the overlap, I'm going to cut it off. It looks like it's about a little bit over a 1/4 inch. So let's see how that works. Yeah. So there we go. Now, you may be asking, why do you even do this? I just got tired of using boxes that I would order, and I wasn't able to get them when I needed them if I ran out. And then I just got to the point where, why don't I just start making my own boxes? I was seeing how they were making the newer ones that you could rip the tabs off of them, and I was like, oh, I could do that. So I've been doing this for a long time now, and it's been working out fantastic. So right now we have a fully enclosed album and cover. What I do is I measure the width. And the width here is a little bit over 12.5 inches, so I just usually say 12.7 inches in my head. And then I take another one of the pads that I made. There we go. Now I'll cut the ends off of this just like I did before. And I'll run it out to 12.7 inches, somewhere around there. Trim it off. And now we have this height is, say, a 1/4 inch. So I'm going to trim this up to probably about 3/8 to take into account the width of the cardboard of the other box that's going to sit inside this one. And again, you don't have to be straight with this, but it definitely helps to be at least a little consistent. So there we go. And now this one, I take this box, I flip it upside down, open end here to the closed end that flips over it. And now you're starting to see how the box comes together. Nice box. You can't hear anything loose in there, which is very important. You don't ever want a record flying around loose inside of a box. It'll create all kinds of damage. And there we go. You got your box for your vinyl record. Now, what I like to do I seal up both sides with this clear tape. I'm pulling off of a dispenser that I bought. I think I bought this at Walmart a while back, a couple years back. I use a 2-inch clear tape. It's just the Duck brand from Walmart, the packaging tape, not the heavy duty stuff. And then I have this other dispenser that's a 3-inch wide tape, and it's pretty good tack. And I like to use a 3-inch tape to wrap around all the edges. I like to work with the table that's got a little, at least it doesn't have a lot of junk on it. I mean, I built all this exactly to package records and to set inside my little office space here. So it's turned out working really, really well. So I pull out brown tape. I don't know what the length is, but I do this a lot, so it's not rocket science, and it becomes so automatic when you do it a few times, you just don't even realize you're doing it. So I fold the tape around both sides and seal it down real good with my fingers, so you get what looks like this right here. It's a completely sealed box once you do this. You don't have to go this tape crazy. The tape's cheap. It makes a nice strong product, and it actually works as a moisture seal in case it gets rained on or something. You're not getting any water in this thing. So I'll just do each one the same way. It works out to where it probably takes me 5 to 7 minutes a record doing it this way. If you buy your boxes, the regular perforated boxes, you know, you'll pay about 42 cents for them a piece if you buy them in hundreds. But then you're getting a box that isn't as strong, it's not as durable, and I'm paying 72 cents divided by a half, so 36 cents. And I can go get boxes whenever I need them from Walmart. You know, there's Walmarts everywhere. So that's what I was shooting for when I came up with this method. So this is just a regular fragile tape you can get on eBay. And I usually pull about this much out. It's a 4 fragiles deep, I guess you'd say. And wrap it around. This makes it nice, a nice packaging, you know, touch. And that way your customers are going to know that you're going to be, you know, you're taking care in packaging their product, and you care about your business, and you, of course, grade appropriately, right? The nice thing about using Pirate Ship website, it's pirateship.com, I believe. It'll include your Discogs order name on there, so you can't, so you don't get mixed up as far as like if you're packaging a bunch of different records. I usually don't leave that on there. I usually just cut it off. So this, and then once you put this down, you're pretty much done. And this package doesn't weigh all that much, and I usually just estimate them at £1 pound. And you've got a strong box that's 2 layers of cardboard thick at the bottom, 2 layers top, and a 1 layer on each side. And I've not had any complaints about this. This is the best way that I found to package records so far. Now, if I were packaging 78s, I would do a lot more. You know, this box would probably be 2 inches deep, and I'll get to that in a later video. Also, when you're making a 78 or a 45 boxes, you know, you would use this same method, but just scale it down to fit a 7-inch record. And also, if you're packaging something else, like let's say it's a 8-track or a cassette tape or whatever, this method works the same way for everything. Everything you do, you can use this method, and it works perfect every time. You can, and if you want to, you can do exactly what I did with this box, but you can double it or triple it if you want the strength. If you want it to be stronger, you can actually, I've actually used bubble wrap. I used to use bubble wrap, and then the bubble wrap would go around, and then this box would be bigger and bulkier. But I found over the years that it's not even necessary. This is what makes it strong, is that it's packed tightly, and you're not getting any movement around there. You've got your fragile handle with care all over it, so that at least anybody's handling it knows that it's at least something that's fragile. Yeah, and that's it. It might cost 50 cents total to package this record like this. So that's about it. How to pack a vinyl record, 2020 version.